Hey guys, welcome to a new video, and this video is regarding the new Rolex Air-King reference number 126900. Now, it's not an entirely new model. It has been out for a couple of years now, but I'm a big fan of the Rolex Air-King, and I wanted to discuss it with you guys. I just got this one, and I wanted to post a video discussing the changes that were made to it from the 116900 and just talk about the Air-King in general. So let's just cut to the chase and go ahead and open this this box up and start viewing the watch. So here we have the white Rolex box. I'm going to open that up and thus revealing the green Rolex box. We're going to slide this out, and here we go. And there we have it, folks, the Rolex Air-King 126900. Go ahead and pull it out of the box here. And here she is. A very handsome watch, in my opinion. Very pretty and really cool. You know, the Rolex Air-King is a very storied Rolex watch. It's gone through some different iterations, and probably the most controversial one is this current one and the reference previous to it. Before this, the Air-Kings were pretty conservative, I think. There were some that had some crazy designs that I guess at that time would be considered pretty adventurous, but I think this is probably the most adventurous of them all. It has been changed slightly since the 116900, and we're primarily going to talk about those changes. So as you can see, the new Rolex Air-King has had some additions and some edits, so to speak. First, I want to talk about the exterior hardware, so to speak, of the watch. The biggest changes that occurred were, it does have a new case, but it's very similar to the old case. But the biggest difference in this new case is the addition of a crown guard, which I think is a fantastic addition to the Air-King. It really gave the Air-King a more premium Rolex feel. You typically see crown guards on more premium Rolexes, as well as a change that was made to the clasp, which I'm going to get to. But, you know, the Rolex Air-King, some people look at it and say that is a introductory Rolex, a entry-level Rolex, and I disagree with that. It is not an entry-level Rolex. An entry-level Rolex is an Oyster Perpetual. This is a step up from that. This is what I would call an intermediate Rolex. You know, it's not a Rolex that's on a Jubilee bracelet. It doesn't have any precious metals. Well, very, very little in the dial. But so it's I would call it an intermediate Rolex. But when Rolex added the crown guard, I really think that stepped it up a notch. I think that made it a more luxurious piece from them, which I think the Air-King deserved. I think the last Air-King was a little bit too basic, especially that it shared the exact same case as the Rolex Mielgauss, which I thought that was kind of boring about it. You know, why would you share the exact same case? I felt like this was almost a parts watch. You know, it was a parts bin watch. If you're a car guy, you know what I'm talking about. But I like that they added the crown guard. The other thing that I really like is if you look on the clasp, now it has the clasp with what they call a clamshell or a sort of buckle. And it now has the raised Rolex crown, whereas the previous Air-King only had the clasp and it had a stamped Rolex crown in there. So these clamshell clasps, you typically see these again in more expensive Rolex watches. And so with the addition of this to the Air-King, I think it really steps the Air-King up a notch, which again, I think the Air-King really deserved and needed. Let's talk about the dial here for a moment. On the previous iteration, the 116900, Rolex caught a lot of flack for the dial, especially the fact that the 5-minute mark only had a 5 and not a 0.5. Many people said that it looked imbalanced, and that once you saw it, you couldn't unsee it. I personally highly disagree with that, and I highly disagree with this addition of the zero to the new Air-King. My reason being is the point of this dial, the reason that the dial looks this way is Rolex had designed the gauge clusters for the Bloodhound land speed record car. Now that car, so far, I believe, has failed to actually beat the land speed record. They've had some dampers put on them due to certain things, that have happened, and so they haven't reached that goal yet. But it's still a fascinating vehicle nonetheless, and they probably will, if they continue to work on it, eventually meet that land speed record. Anyway, this dial was a speedometer. It was originally a speedometer. So the addition of the zero doesn't make any sense to me. When you look at a speedometer on a car, you don't see double digits on every single marker. A speedometer doesn't say 0.5 miles per hour, 0.7 miles per hour. It says 5, and then it goes to 10 or whatever. And the same as a clock face. When you look at a clock face, it's not 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then you get 10, 11, 12. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing imbalanced about that. The fact that Rolex gave in to the critics of this watch really disappointed me. I think they moved away from what this dial was originally intended to be, which was to look like a speedometer, have a motorsport influence to it. And like I said, they gave in. They gave in to the criticism, and they added that zero. I think now it looks imbalanced. I've never seen a 0.5 on a speedometer or a clock. I've never seen that. And so I think this looks very strange. Also, the changes that they made to the dial, the biggest changes, was that the 3, 6, and 9 are now lume instead of white gold. Another mistake on Rolex's part, in my opinion. Now, I'll admit the 116900 did not have enough lume. The only lume it had was the 12-hour mark and the hour and minute hands and the little lollipop, and that's it. So no doubt it was lacking lume. But the reason why I don't like that they changed the 3, 6, and 9 from to lume is it used to be white gold. Why would you want less precious metals in your Rolex? The white gold on the 369 of the 116900 were gorgeous, I thought. Now this watch has very little white gold. The hours and minute hands have it. The 12 o'clock marker has it. And the 3, 6, and 9 is outlined in it. But you have lost so much white gold in this piece now. And I think Rolex was very happy to do that. They probably said, shoot, everyone wants lume. Heck, let's give it to them, because that means we can do it on the 3, 6, and 9. And that means we'll have to put less white gold in this thing. I don't know how much it costs to produce lume, but I can't imagine that it is more expensive than white gold. So I'm sure Rolex was very happy to eliminate precious metals in this watch, because it probably increased their profit margin. They're charging the same or more for this watch. I think more, actually, regardless of inflation. I believe this watch is just more expensive than the last Air-King, slightly. But my point being is that you have less precious metals in this watch. And to me, that is a downer. They made some other minor changes. I've read and heard that the font of the numbers might be slightly different or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a professional watch reviewer. I'm just a hobbyist. I love Rolexes. I have a few, and I'm just passionate about them. So I wanted to talk about this watch with you guys. Don't get me wrong. I am not disappointed in this watch. Yeah, it has some things like the 5 and the white gold thing that I highly disagree with. But otherwise, it's a gorgeous piece. I've always loved the Air-King. I'm so happy to have an Air-King again. I've had an 116900 in the past, and I regretfully got rid of it. you know, at that time I thought, oh, I'm a one watch guy. You know, maybe I don't want to collect pieces. I just want to wear one watch. And that was a mistake. I actually do like collecting pieces. I enjoy having them. And so my AD just got this one for me last week, and I'm very happy and very appreciative of him. He's always treated me very well. And so I'm super excited to have this in the collection again, and I'm not going to get rid of this one. I made that mistake once. I'm not going to do it again. I love the Air-King. Again, so, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not disappointed with the Air-King. I love the dial. Some people hate it. Some people love it. I think it's either a love or hate relationship with this watch. I think it's very cool. It's still very motorsport influenced, aviation influenced. You know, I love that it has the yellow Rolex crown, the green Rolex font or text rather. And another super cool thing about the Air-King is exactly that, the font of the Air-King. You still get that Air-King font that was on the original iteration, I believe, in the 1950s. So you get kind of a retro flair with this watch, which is really cool. You don't see that a lot with Rolex, and I really like that they're still paying homage to the original in that respect. Of course, you have the green lollipop hand, seconds hand. You have the Mercedes-Benz, so many people call it, hour hand. And so this is, again, this is not an entry-level Rolex. You get a lot of things in this piece that you find on more expensive models. One of the things I love the most about the Air-King is how quick and easy it is to tell the time. You know, when you're in a sports car and you're, you know, you're doing you know, a cross-country run or something, or you're doing some spirited driving, or you're a pilot and you're flying an airplane or a jet or something, and you want to do a quick little time check, you can do exactly that with the Air-King. I mean, it's so easy to tell the time on this piece. You can just quickly look at it and know that it is 3:01 just with a quick glance, because the minutes are so pronounced. And I love that. I think it makes for a great activity watch. It helps you reference the time while still having a beautiful, luxurious piece. And it keeps your mind on other things. When you're driving a vehicle or you're piloting a plane, you've got other things to worry about, and you're focused on other things. And this Rolex allows you to make a quick time check and be very accurate in that. So I think that's about it, guys. You know, I love the Air-King. I wish more people would appreciate this piece and not give it such a hard time. You know, I think people need to appreciate what Rolex was doing here. This is a watch for those that are active. I don't know if I would necessarily call it a tool watch because it doesn't really do anything, but it's a great piece for clarity, for having a very clear view of the time, for referencing the time quickly, while still being very handsome and luxurious. The price on these is $7,450. So you're still under the $10,000 mark. So this is something that mere mortals can still get. You know, this is not, you're not into the tens of thousands with this watch. It is an expensive piece, as all Rolexes are, but it's not something that is gonna break the bank for a lot of people. So yeah, I'm very happy to have it, guys. $7,450 with tax. You're looking at about $8,000. So again, I'm really happy to have it. So much fun to have in the collection. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, give me a like and a subscribe, and you know, maybe leave a comment. Tell me what you think of the Air-King, and tell me what you think of the video. I'm going to do more videos. I have other Rolexes in my collection that I'm going to do videos on, other watches, more car stuff, other collectibles, cigars, all sorts of cool things. You know, I'm always doing something fun and interesting, so I've decided I want to share these activities with you guys. So thanks for watching the Rolex Air-King 126900. Yeah, great to have it back in the collection. Thank you guys very much.